Thanks for joining me for this video, guys. In this video, we'll be taking a look at multiplication. Now let's get started. Let's say we had this problem, 22 multiplied by 3. What our aim is to multiply each number up here by the number 3. So that will be 3 multiplied by 2 and 3 multiplied by 2. And so that should be 2 multiplied by 3, which is 6, and 2 multiplied by 3, which is 6. And so our final answer is 66. Now let's say we're given 47 multiplied by 8. So as mentioned before, we will multiply each term up here by the number 8. So that will be 8 times 7 and 8 times 4. So 8 times 7 should give us 56. So we'll put down the 6 and carry the 5. And 8 times 4 will be 32 plus 5, which is 37. So what we do, we will multiply 8 by 7. That gives us 54. That gives us 56, sorry. We would put our 6 down and carry our 5, which becomes this 5 here. And this 5 will be added to 4 times 8, which is 32, plus 5, and that gives us our 37. Okay? So now that we've solved that, let's move on to another problem. And let's say we had 76 multiplied by 23. So as mentioned, our goal is to multiply each number up here by each number down here. And so that would be 3 times 6 and 3 times 7, and then 2 times 6 and 2 times 7. And so 3 6s, 18, so we put down our 8 and carry our 1. And 3 times 7 is 21, plus 1, that's 22. Now, whenever we skip a line, we will add a 0. So because we're going to be skipping a line here, we can add a 0 here. Now 2 6s, 12, carry your 1. And 2 7s, 14, plus 1, which is 15. And now we go ahead and add our final answer. So that will be 8, this will be 4, this will be 7, and this will be 1. And so our final answer is 1,748. Now let's move on to another problem, and let's say we had 54 multiplied by 33. So again, our aim is to multiply each term above by each term below. So that would be 3 multiplied by 4 and 3 multiplied by 5, and also 3 multiplied by 4, 3 multiplied by 5. Now 3 multiplied by 4 will be 12, we'll carry our 1, and 3 multiplied by 5, which will be 15, plus 1, and that's 16. Now because we're skipping a line, we will add a 0, 3 4 is 12, and 3 5 15, plus 1, that's 16. We go ahead and we add these, and this becomes 2, 8, 7, and 1. So our final answer is 1,782, which is pretty close to our answer before. Now let's say we're given a larger number. So let's say 232 multiplied by 38. Now again, our goal is to multiply each number below by each number above. So that would be 8 times 2, 8 times 3, and 8 times 2. And then 3 times 2, 3 times 3, and 3 times 2. So 8 multiplied by 2, which is 16, carry your 1. 3 multiplied by 8, which is 24, and 1, that's 25, carrier 2, and 2, 8, 16 plus 2, which is 18. So that would be 1,856. We add our 0 as we're skipping a line. Now 3 multiplied by 2 is 6, 3 multiplied by 3 is 9, and 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. And so our final answer will be the sum of both numbers. So that will be 6, 11, carrier 1, 18, carrier 1, and 8. And so our final answer is 8,816. Now let's take a look at an even larger number. So let's say we had 5,666, or 566, sorry, multiplied by 493. Now, as mentioned, we're multiplying each term below by each term above. So 3 multiplied by 6 will be 18, carrier 1. 3 multiplied by 6 will be 18 plus 1, that's 19, still carrier 1. And 3 times 15, well, 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1, that's 16. We're skipping a line, so we add a 0. Now, 6, 9, 54. Put down our 4 and carrier 5. 6, 9, 54, and 5, 59, carrier 5. And 5, 9, 45, plus 5, which is 50. And now, as we're skipping another line, we add 2 zeros. 4, 6 is 24, plus 2, which is 26, and carry another 2. And 4, 5 is 20, plus 2, that's 22. And so our final answer will be the sum of these numbers. So that will be 8, 13, carry 1, 20, carry 2, 9, 7, 2. And that will be our final answer for that problem. Now let's say we had 1,236 multiplied by 47. So we know 7 times 6 would give us 42, so we'll carry our 4. 3 times 7, which is 21, plus 4, that's 25, we'll carry our 2. 2 7s 14 plus 2, which is 16, carry our 1. And 7 times 1, that's 7, plus 1, that's 8. We'll put down a 0 as we're skipping a line. 4 times 6 is 24, carrier 2. 4 3 is 12, plus 2, which is 14, carrier 1. 4 2 is 8, plus 1, that's 9. And 4 1 is 4. And so our final answer will be the sum of these two numbers. That will be 2, 9, 10, carrier 1, 18, carrier 1, and 5. So our final answer will be 58,092. Now let's move on to an even larger number. And let's say we had 2,312 multiplied by 415. So 5 times 2, that's 10, carrier 1. 5 times 1, that's 5, plus 1 is 6. 3 5 is 15, carrier 1. And 2 5 is 10, plus 1, that's 11. Now we will put down a 0 as we're skipping a line. 1 times 2, that's 2. 1 times 1, that's 1. 1 times 3, 3. And 1 times 2, 2. We're skipping the line, so we add 2 zeros. 4 times 2, that's 8. 4 times 1, that's 4. 3 times 4, that's 12. Carrier 1. And 2 4 is 8, plus 1, that's 9. And so our final answer will be the sum of all these numbers. And this will be a 6, 8, 14, carrier 1. That's 2, 5, 9. That is 5. And that is 9. And so our final answer is 959,480. And that's how we would solve that problem. Now let's take a look at our final line example, and let's say we had this number, 3656 multiplied by 2115. You can go ahead and pause the video and try this one for yourself. Now, our answer, as you can tell, will be a large number, but let's figure out what that number is. Now, 5 times 6, that's 30. Carry the 3. 5 5 25 plus 3, that's 28. Carrier 2. 5 6 30 plus 2, that's 32. Carrier 3. And 3 5 15 plus 3, that's 18. Now that we're skipping a line, we add a 0. 1 times 6, that's 6. 1 times 5, that's 5. 1 times 6, 6. And 1 times 3, 3. And so we add our two zeros as we're skipping another line. 1 times 6, 1 times 5, 1 times 6, and 1 times 3. Now that we're skipping lines again, we add another 0, so that's 3 zeros. 2 times 6, that's 12, carrier 1. 2 times 5, that's 10, plus 1, that's 11, carrier 1. 2 times 6, that's 12, and 1, 13, we carrier 1. And 2, 3, 6 plus 1, that's 7. And so our answer would be the sum of all these numbers. So this will be 0, that's 14, carrier 1. This then becomes another 14, we'll carrier 1. This becomes 9 plus 6, 15, plus 5, 20, plus 2, 22, carrier 2. This becomes 13, carrier 1. This becomes 7, and this becomes 7. And so our final answer would be 7,732,440. And that would be it for our video today, guys. I certainly hope you guys learned a lot today from this video, and please stay tuned for more great content.